May is not just a month on the calendar. For tens of millions of Americans, May is a series of specific dates. Dates when money moves. Dates when a balance sitting near zero for 3 weeks finally shifts. Dates that determine whether the rent gets paid, whether the prescription gets picked up, whether the grocery cart gets filled, or edited down to whatever fits inside a number. This month, money is arriving for Social Security retirees, for SSDI recipients, for SSI beneficiaries, for veterans on VA disability, for 40 million households relying on SNAP. And alongside all of that, major announcements, critical government reports, and a historic change at the top of the Federal Reserve that every single person in this community needs to understand. Different programs, different rules, different dates, different amounts, all of it happening in May. Here is every check, every deposit, every key date, in chronological order, with the numbers, with the facts, with everything you need before you need it. If you receive Supplemental Security Income, your money is already there. SSI payments always land on the first of the month. May 1st is a Friday, a regular business day. No adjustment, no shift, no delay. It should already be in your account. If you do not see it yet, do not panic. In recent months, there have been a pattern of deposits that show up later in the day rather than first thing in the morning. Hold tight, check again in a few hours. It is coming. The federal SSI benefit rate for 2026 is $994 per month for an eligible individual. For couples where both partners qualify, the combined rate is $1,491. Your actual deposit may be lower depending on other income, your living arrangement, and any in-kind support you receive. The $994 is the ceiling, not a guarantee. Now, there is a second group also getting paid today. If you began receiving Social Security benefits before May 1997, your payment normally arrives on the 3rd of each month. May 1st is a Sunday. The SSA does not pay on Sundays, so that payment shifted to the newest preceding business day, today, May 1st. And a third group. If you receive both SSI and Social Security simultaneously, your Social Security portion, which is also issued on the 3rd, also moved to May 1st for the same reason. 2 deposits, same day. Not a double payment. 2 separate programs landing on the same calendar date because of how the weekend fell. If you are in any of these 3 groups and do not see your money yet, give it until the afternoon. It is moving. Friday, May 8th. This one matters even if you think it doesn't. The Bureau of Labor Statistics releases the April non-farm payroll report, what most people call the jobs numbers, on the first Friday of the month. May 1st being the first of the month pushed it to the following Friday, May 8th. This is April's employment report, and here is why you need to watch it even if you have never cared about labor market data in your life. Over the last several months, we have been seeing weakening employment numbers. Jobs creation slowing, unemployment ticking upward, labor participation declining. These are not small fluctuations. These are signals, and the signal they are sending right now is pointing toward a weakening economy.
Why does that matter for you? Because the last thing that falls in an economic downturn, the final domino, is the jobs market. When unemployment spikes, that is typically when the government begins printing money and pushing it out in the form of stimulus programs. Nobody is making promises here, no guarantees. But we are watching the data, and the data is telling a story. May 8th is the next chapter. Sunday, May 10th, Mother's Day. To every mother, grandmother, and mother figure in this community, happy Mother's Day in advance. You have earned every cent of that check, and then some. Tuesday, May 12th. This is a big one. At 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, the Bureau of Labor Statistics releases the Consumer Price Index for April 2026. This is the official inflation report, the CPI, and it is not just economic trivia. This number directly affects you. Here is why. The Social Security Administration uses CPI data, specifically the CPI-W, the index for urban wage earners and clerical workers, to calculate the annual cost of living adjustment, the COLA, the raise you get to your monthly benefit every January. The SSA tracks CPI-W readings through July, August, and September each year to determine the following January's adjustment. Every monthly CPI reading that comes out between now and October is a data point that shapes what your 2027 COLA will be. The March 2026 CPI already showed a 3.3% increase year over year. Energy prices surged, grocery prices followed, The question May 12th answers is whether April continued that trend or whether some relief came through. Either way, you need to know that number, because that number is the foundation of your next raise. Watch for the April CPI report on May 12th at 8:30 a.m. Eastern. Wednesday, May 13th, the second Wednesday of the month. If you receive Social Security retirement benefits or SSDI, and your birthday falls on any day from the 1st through the 10th of any month, this is your payment date. Not the 1 street, not the 3rd, May 13th, the second Wednesday. The average Social Security retirement benefit in 2026 is approximately $2,071 per month, following the 2.8% COLA that took effect in January. The average SSDI payment is approximately $1,580 per month. The maximum retirement benefit for someone who delayed claiming until age 70 is $5,108 per month. Your specific amount depends entirely on your individual earnings record. One important note for this group specifically: your April payment landed on April 9th. Your May payment lands on May 13th. That is a 34-day gap, not 4 weeks, 5. If your household budget runs on a monthly cycle, that extra week requires planning right now, not on the 12th, when the account is already running low and the bills are already due. Friday, May 15th. Jerome Powell's term as chair of the Federal Reserve ends on this date. 8 years, 2 terms. The man who steered the economy through COVID, through the inflation spike of 2022 and 2023, through the most aggressive rate hiking cycle in 40 years, done as chair on May 15th. President Trump nominated former Fed Governor Kevin Warsh to succeed him. The Senate Banking Committee advanced Warsh's nomination on April 29th on a 13-11 party line vote. Full Senate confirmation is expected before May 15th, so that Warsh can assume the chairmanship when Powell steps down.
Now, and this is important, Jerome Powell is not disappearing. He announced on April 29th, at what he called his final press conference as chair, that he will remain on the Federal Reserve Board of Governors. His governor term runs until January 2028. He cited what he called a series of legal attacks on the Federal Reserve, including a Justice Department investigation tied to his congressional testimony, as the reason he felt he had no choice but to stay and see those legal matters through. This is the first time an outgoing Fed chair has remained on the board since Mariner Eccles in 1948. What does this mean for Social Security beneficiaries? It means the person now setting interest rate policy is Kevin Warsh, someone widely expected by markets to be more favorable toward rate cuts. Lower interest rates affect everything from CD yields at your bank to mortgage costs to the broader economic pressure on fixed-income households. The Federal Reserve's next scheduled meeting after May 15th is in mid-June. That will be Warsh's first meeting as chair. Watch May 15th closely. It is not just a personnel change. It is a potential pivot in monetary policy direction. Wednesday, May 20th, the third Wednesday of the month. If you receive Social Security retirement or SSDI and your birthday falls on any day from the 11th through the 20th of any month, May 20th is your payment date. This is the largest payment group by volume. The widest birthday window, the 11th through 20th, corresponds to the third Wednesday. If your birthday is March 14th, July 19th, November 11th, anywhere in that range, your money moves on May 20th. Same benefit amounts apply. Average retirement around $2,071, average SSDI around $1,580. Check ssa.gov/myaccount for your specific figure. Monday, May 25th, Memorial Day, a federal holiday. Government offices closed, SSA offices closed. If you have business to handle with Social Security, a call to make, an appointment to attend, do not plan it for May 25th. It is not happening. And to every veteran in this community, thank you. Not a formality, a fact. Wednesday, May 27th, the fourth and final Wednesday of the month. If you receive Social Security retirement or SSDI, and your birthday falls on any day from the 21st through the 31st of any month, May 27th is your date, the last major payment day of the month. This group waits the longest. For households where May 27th is the primary income date, the stretch from May 1st to May 27th is 26 days. Bills that hit on the 1st, the 5th, the 15th, all of them come due before this group sees a dollar. That gap requires planning. It requires knowing your date far enough in advance to make it work. May 27th, fourth Wednesday, mark it now. SNAP benefits, food assistance for roughly 40 million Americans,
Do not follow a single national date. Each state runs its own distribution schedule. Your specific deposit date within May depends on your state, your case number, or in some states, the last digit of your social security number or the first letter of your last name. Most states distribute SNAP benefits across the first 2 weeks of the month. Some spread payments across the full month. A few smaller states issue benefits to all recipients on a single day.
To find your exact May date, check your state's SNAP agency website. Call the number on the back of your EBT card or log into your state's EBT portal. Your original approval letter also lists your assigned distribution date. The average SNAP benefit per person in 2026 is approximately $189 per month. For a household of 2, approximately $347. For a family of 4, approximately $632. These are national averages. Your specific amount depends on your household size, income, and eligible deductions. For veterans receiving VA disability compensation, your May benefit does not arrive in May. VA compensation is paid at the beginning of the following month for the prior month's benefit. May 2026 VA disability compensation is issued June 1st, 2026. This is how VA payments have always been structured. It is not a delay, it is the schedule. Approximately 6.5 million veterans currently receive VA disability compensation. Amounts range from roughly $524 per month at a 30% disability rating to approximately $3,737 per month at 100% with no dependents. These rates reflected the 2.8% COLA that took effect in December 2025. If you receive both VA compensation and Social Security, you are managing 2 payment calendars from 2 separate federal agencies. SSA pays in May on its Wednesday schedule, VA pays June 1st for the month of May. Know both, plan for both. That is the full calendar. Every date that matters for the 75+ million Americans receiving benefits administered by Social Security, plus VA, plus SNAP. All of it, in order, with the numbers attached. There will be more. There always is. Every month, additional announcements come across the wire. New legislation introduced, new actions from the administration, new reports that affect this community directly. This calendar is what we know right now. Everything else, we watch it as it comes and we report it as it lands. That is the job. That is why this channel exists.